This is March 15th, 1968, and now it's time for our revolutionary new experiment in radio.
I really want to thank WBCN and MXN because when we first came here, when we first came to Boston, she don't like me. This is Whoopa Goopa.
We now get back to WBCN Boston.
The police then fired tear gas directly at ground level, shooting at people.
104 BCN.
You're listening to the American Revolution, WBCN Boston.
Do you think this country, at this time, needs something that it hasn't got?
Yes.
What does it need?
You tell me that it's evolution. Well, you know.
You're listening to wonderful, bigger than a bread box radio, WBCN in Boston.
Scoopy-doopy-doopy-doop. Bow-bow-bow-yabba-ooh-ooh, chicka-boom.
A fellow by the name of Ray Reapin was working on the Boston Tea Party, which is a dance hall up here, wanted a radio station and found one that had lost so much money where they couldn't afford to be on the air from about 10:30 at night to about 5 o'clock in the morning. And so he said that he had a gang of people who were nice people who would like to borrow their studios during the time when they weren't selling any time. And he said that he bet that they would get some listeners and that everything would be all right. So on March 15th of 68, we came on the air and tried to explain to people who had been listening to the radio that what they were about to hear would be a little different from that, but that rock and roll was here to stay. And hear a 100,000-watt station just zopping out all over the place.
In the dormitory rooms, coming out, blasting away in all the stores. You could go from one end of Boston to one end of Cambridge and not have a radio, and you could hear BCN all the way.
For goofy mama chew with the picture, click the mounds of sounds, the stacks of wax from the top of the ladder. No WBCN in Boston.
The Cambridge Army and Navy store believes in genuine bargains. Here are a few of them. 13-button wool Navy bell-bottoms for only $8.99.
This is Abby Hoffman, roving reporter for WBCN.
It's so vivid to me what it was like. You just walk in and to a radio station, and there'd be all these albums, maybe 600 or 700 albums on a wall, and you could tell by the color almost of that one edge what artist it was. And we would pull these albums out, and first you'd pull 4 or 5 and say, this is how I'm going to start my show, and then you'd start getting inspired along the way, and you'd say, this song will go with, and you'd run up before the record ended, and you'd find that album, you pull it out, you go to the other turntable that was empty, and you put the record on, slap it on there, and you cue it up, and if it was in the same key, you'd let it go. And that was the magic moment where the two songs would go together, and then the other song would come up, and people would go, oh man, that was great.
She can't tell you.
When BCN went on the air March 15, 68, the first shift originated out of the dressing room at the Tea Party on a portable 2-turntable board.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's almost 1970.
We're at the Boston Tea Party tonight.
And we're gonna end this here. Let's do it. Just
in
get
Boston,
rocking
Massachusetts.
out the way it should be rocked out.
There is no place like this place.
So right now,
anywhere around about this place,
the one and only,
like this place.
the Grateful Dead.
I wanna tell you how it's gonna be.
Hello, Bruce Springsteen.
We're on the air?
Yeah, we're on the air.
Hey! All right.
And this is my very first time on radio, and I want to say hello to my mother who lives in California. Hi, Mom.
Your dial is set at 104.1 FM, WBCN in Boston.
eventually by playing records and injecting news into it. I think that just blending it all together. You know, people say that we're a music station, and people tell us, be happier on the air. They tell the individual announcers. But I can't separate that, playing the records, from what's going on those machines in there, the newsroom. Our lives reflect what's going on in the world more and more. And to try to look askance or try to just play pretty music while President Nixon's ordering in troops to Cambodia cannot be done.
This is not an invasion. Here is great university, occupied territories. These sanctuaries which serve as bases for attacks.
It's took a shot